Types of bankruptcy.
You started a company and it didn't go so well. Now what's your next step? I would tell you to file for bankruptcy, but there's 6 different types of bankruptcy you have to consider. In this video, I'm going to explain to you all the 6 different types of bankruptcy and which one's best for you.
First chapter for bankruptcy is chapter 7, which is corporate and personal bankruptcy. This is the instance where one declares bankruptcy for themselves or their company, forfeiting all of their assets back to the bank or the loan holder. An example of this would be Trump filing for bankruptcy with his Taj Mahal in Atlantic City.
Alright, so chapter 9 is all about bankruptcy for municipalities. And there's 3 different ways that a bankruptcy process can go about. And the 3 things are, or the three ways are, you can negotiate the maturity date of the debts. That's number 1. Number two is renegotiating the principal amount of the loan, or renegotiating the interest. And then the 3rd way to get out of bankruptcy or go about bankruptcy if you're a municipality is by redefining the entire the debt by taking out a new loan.
I'm going to tell you about Chapter 11 bankruptcy, also called reorganization. Reorganization is for companies that are on their feet but they're about to stumble. It's a way for them to stay on their feet and reorganize themselves to grow. They would go to a court, file for the bankruptcy, and the court would decide how they're going to pay off this debt over time, a longer period of time, so they can pay less at a time just to stay on their feet. An example of someone doing this was Mike Tyson. His lavish lifestyle, even though he had a $400 million net worth, his lavish lifestyle led to him losing all his money, and even saying in an interview that he didn't even think he would make it through his 30s. But this Chapter 11 bankruptcy led him to reorganize his lifestyle, and he's living lavish again.
Next up, we have Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Chapter 13 allows debtors to recreate a repayment plan spanning 3 to 5 years.
Go.
Chapter 13 is called the Wage Earners Plan because it's meant for ordinary people making ordinary incomes who don't have the money to pay back their debts yet, but they plan to do so over time.
Alright, so Chapter 15 bankruptcy is all about promoting cooperation between foreign banks or foreign courts and our courts here in the United States. It's pretty simple actually. Chapter 15 just lets foreign parties use Chapter 7 and Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
So for our first discussion question, it's going to be, what is the difference between Chapter 7 bankruptcy and Chapter 11 bankruptcy?
Chapter 12, Farmer Fisher bankruptcy, is the bankruptcy where one is allowed to have bankruptcy on their business without foreclosing or shutting it down.
Alright, so I got a question for you guys. If you were a normal person with a very normal wage, what type of bankruptcy should you file for?